What is going on, you guys? It is your pal Tunnel Muck back with another video, and today I want to talk about the Tampa Vancouver game that we have tonight, and I also want to talk about the game previous, the Panthers game. Sorry this video hasn't come out sooner. I'm on vacation too for 2 days, and I still lacked on getting the video out, but we are doing it now. So I just kind of want to go over the game for Florida first. So we're going to start with that. This game, if you guys didn't watch it, I honestly recommend you go and rewatch the whole thing. Don't just watch the highlights. Go rewatch the whole game. It was one of the best performances by the Canucks this year, by far. And Pettersson got 2 goals, okay? He almost got a third. Way more chances for him. He's shooting the puck. And I said it in one of my other videos that Pettersson had to start shooting the puck more. And he did against Florida. We seen it. We seen some of Petey's confidence come back. And he wasn't shooting the puck as much. Therefore, he was in a 21-game drought without a goal. And then he goes and gets 2 in the first period against Florida. So we're starting to kind of see a glimpse of Petey. That was a glimpse into Petey for that game. And that's, I was wearing this jersey and I was yelling and my girlfriend was asking me what was going on. And I told her it's because Petey, his drought is over. We've now seen a glimpse of him. So now we hope that he can take this game with Florida and move forward from it and continue to really, push past it. And overall, the vibe with the team lately has been a lot better. The players look happier. The trade deadline, obviously, in the NHL, it weighs on a lot of players because you never know really where you're going to end up. So, it kind of makes it difficult for them. So I can understand the stress level there. But coming out of the trade deadline being over, it's looking more hopeful. January was pretty gloom. Most of February was pretty gloom. Now we're getting into March. We're starting to look a little bit better. The team's looking happier. And I think, it's not where we want to be. Obviously anybody wants to be in the playoffs. But I feel like we are starting to see the Vancouver Canucks come back to maybe what they used to be. And I hope that, they take their time with this rebuild too in saying that. And it isn't a rushed one. I hope that, they take their time and really do it thorough because they got some good guys coming up in this organization with Boom and Rossi and Ogren. And Aatu Ratu. I mean, man, this guy's been lighting it up for Vancouver too. But we got Marco Rossi scoring, Aatu Ratu, and Drew O'Connor. Like 3 other guys that you watch them and you're watching the progression as the season goes on. I know it's been tough losses, but this Florida win really shows the progression that these guys are making. And it goes back to my development video and developing the players and making sure that, you're taking care of them and giving them the opportunity to play. And not only when things are good, but when things are rough. A lot of teams will play their prospects and like the guys that they want to work on bringing into the NHL, just when things are good or, if they're in a really bad spot like Vancouver or if they're in a really good spot. And, they can kind of afford to, if they lose a couple games, it's whatever. But what I like about Vancouver this year is that they really did put these guys in the lineup. Like a lot of the prospects, like we've seen a lot of Aatu Ratu this year, and other guys coming up and playing, like the Elias Pettersson, right? He's been up a lot this year. Like there are guys coming up and they've been playing these guys a lot, even since the beginning of the year. And I think that's really helping now. And we're starting to really see these guys step up into bigger roles in the organization, which, a lot of them are going to be asked to as the veterans leave. And it starts to become a lot more young guys. Like, obviously, you still got Bester there. You got Hronek. you got Kane. Like, you still got some veterans in that lineup. So to teach these young guys kind of the leadership roles, as you have members of leadership obviously leaving. Tyler Myers left, and Quinn Hughes, obviously that was the big one that left. And we also had Garland leave. And there's been just like a handful of people that have left that I think were in that, they were in that leadership group, in that room. Even if they weren't wearing a letter, they were still a big part of the leadership in the room. So for the next thing that we're going to go over the Lightning game, like that's happening tonight. So the two starting goaltenders, from what it looks like now, is going to be Vasilevsky and Lankinen. I think they're going to start Lanky. It's been a tough year for the Canucks goaltending because, and I don't know, it's a hard thing because I tell everybody this, and when we're talking about goaltending and we're talking about, their save percentages and stuff, you can even ask Maple Leafs on the man advantage. I'm very much, if the D isn't really good on the team, you can't expect your goaltender to be amazing. We're not expecting great numbers out of a goaltender who does not have good D in front of him. Because I feel like there are some situations where the goalie gets backlash for what was a defensive mistake. That the defense left the middle of the ice open and they get a goal. Well, you can't blame that purely on the goaltender. Also with the bounces and the tips, like there's all these things that go into a factor, and having good D in front of the net, it decreases those chances. So I still think, like, when Lankinen came up, he was really good for the Canucks. When Demko first came to the Canucks, he was also really good. It just seems to be this ongoing thing in Vancouver where the goalies are good for a season or two, and then we have a lot of problems with them. Obviously, everybody knows the Demko injury stories. We have a fair few of them, so yeah, this is the way it goes. And then, so for tonight, there's just a few people that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Obviously, Atu Ratu being one of them, and Buum and Ogren and Rossi. But also keep an eye on Besser and Pettersson, Bluger, all the guys that have been around too. But those are the guys that I'm going to be really keeping an eye on, are Pettersson, Besser, and Petey. I think that, and you got Rossi too, who I'll be keeping an eye on. All these new guys that are just coming in and trying to make their footprint, but Besser and Petey, in the sense of, it looks like they're more confident now, and I'd really like to see, what comes out of this and how the season kind of ends for us. And I hope it ends, with a good last month, because today officially marks 1 month left till the Stanley Cup playoffs. So I really hope that they can pull it together and, leave on a high note. Obviously, I think they're at a point now where it doesn't matter how many they win or lose. Like, we're going to be in last. I don't think there's any coming out of that. So I just play for heart now, and that's what I hope to do. So I'm going to enjoy the games that we have left till the Stanley Cup playoffs. And then we'll be making videos on other teams following the Stanley Cup playoffs. And I will talk to you guys about that at a later date when we kind of go over the Stanley Cup playoffs and what it's going to look like. Just before we end this video, I do want to quickly mention something, and that is that me and Maple Leafs on the Man Advantage are currently working on something that would be uploaded to both of our channels, and it's not just a one-time thing. This would be a consistent thing of us doing it, and I just want to get your guys' feedback. We're gonna do a couple and see see how they are enjoyed. But I wanted to let you guys know that that is something that we are working on. If you guys have any recommendations on how we could do that, make sure that you guys leave them down in the comments below, because we're always looking for help with this kind of stuff. We're both pretty new to it, so make sure you guys leave your suggestions. Man, my nose is bothering me. Make sure you guys leave your suggestions down in the comments below. Make sure to smash that thumbs up button, leave a sub if you're new, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Go Canucks, go.